Hey, what's up? It's Liam here, and I have a really quick but what I believe is pretty powerful video for you about excuse making and why it can be so detrimental to your success, to what you want to achieve in your life. And here's the reason why. Every time that you make an excuse, what you're doing is you're giving your power to the excuse that you're making, to the thing that you're excusing. And here's where that becomes a really, really big problem is that when you're giving your power to that excuse, you're pretty much telling yourself that whatever that excuse is a reason why you can't go out and do what you want to do. So for example, let's say you are like me and you wanted to go out and do a 100 video in 72 hours challenge. And I'm using this example because it's something that's happened to me already. I'm only on video 11. And that is, I've already, in my head, my subconscious has already started telling me things like, this is going to be too hard to complete. You're not going to be able to do this. And I've already wanted to make excuses as to why I should stop. But here's the thing. If I make an excuse as to why I can't make 100 videos in 72 hours, which I know I can, but if I start making that excuse that I can't, then of course I'm giving power to that excuse and I'm going to start thinking, yeah, you know what, you're right. It's too hard to do that. There's not enough time, or you don't know enough information to be able to share all these different things in 100 videos in just 3 days. But here's the truth. I know I can. So when that excuse pops up into my head, instead of believing it, I instantly just say, hey, thanks for sharing, but here's the truth. That's not true at all. I know I can do this. And guess what? When I say, when I tell myself, and also when you tell yourself that you know that you can do it, all of a sudden you're giving power to your power instead of giving power to your excuses. So instead of aligning yourself with the justification that you can't do something, you're now giving power to the reasoning why you can. And wouldn't you say that when you give power to knowing that you can go out and achieve something, that it is 10 times easier to go out and get that goal, to reach that goal, to achieve what you're after, when you're in alignment with the fact that you know you can go out and do it. So really the point of this video is just, I wanted to let you know to be careful of the excuses that you may be making in your business. Every time you talk to yourself, every time you say you can't do something, every time you say that it's too hard, every time you say you don't have enough time, you're giving power to that excuse. And guess what? If you give power to those excuses, you won't be able to do it. You won't ever find the time. You won't ever be smart enough to do it. However, if you decide to just stick through it, to realize that anytime you have an idea creeping into your head that you can't do something, to realize that that's just previous conditioning, it's pre-programming that you have from years and years and years of people telling you you can't do things. But when you override that thought and say, you know what, I can't fucking do this shit, and you go out there and you do it, you're giving power to your power. And when you give power to your power, there is almost nothing that you can't do. Okay, so disclaimer, I'm not saying you can go out and fly just because you believe you can. and if you're going to try, at least try from the ground. Lots of people, they think they can fly, but they jump off a roof to test it. It's like, that's kind of stupid. You should at least see if you can fly from the ground first. But anyway, that was a small tangent about flying. I don't know why I just talked about that. But here's the thing. Watch what excuses you're making. Watch what excuses you're making, because when you make excuses, you're giving them power. And when you give them power, they're going to start ruling your life, okay? So every time a little excuse pops up in your mind, remember that you can do anything that you want to go out there and do, okay? So use that, watch the excuses you're making, get rid of the excuses, and just keep moving towards your goal, all right? So I really hope that was helpful. If so, give it a thumbs up. If you're going to go out and, try and fly, do it from the ground first, not from a building, because you never know if it's going to work or not. And hey, if you do try it and it works, leave a comment below. If it doesn't, leave a comment below as well. And I'll see you again in the next video. All right, bye. Bye. Peace.